Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss on a key comprehensive topic, master data management. Let's begin. So before we dive in to understand what is master data management all about, let us spend some time on understanding what is data. Yes, you heard it right. So for me, data is as simple as it's a representation of a kind of a format which was given by a machine. Correct? So often you think that it is generated by a research or a human creativity or a sensors or transactions, or it could be from digital interactions or calculations or artificial intelligence. So these are the various forms through which you can generate a data. So what is the purpose of, by definition, the data mainly used if I wanted to make a certain decisions or to solve a problems, or if I wanted to drive an automation within my group companies, or if I wanted to execute a transactions, or it can be a securing aspects, right? So this is how a typical use cases for a given data. So if you look at many businesses today, especially I'm talking about global enterprises, so they have hundreds of separate applications and systems, for example like your ERP, CRM, etc. So where the data which is there in that organization departments or certain departments divisions, they can easily become fragmented or duplicated or most commonly out of date. What happens if you wanted to know answers to certain questions? For example, let me put it in this way. So you wanted to know the basic questions like who are our most profitable customers, what products have a best margins, or how many employees do we really have. So these are kind of become tough to answer, or at least with any degree of your accuracy. So basically the need for accurate or timely information is very much needed, because the more and more sources are increasing, the data also will become increase. So to manage it consistently and keeping all your data up to date from all parts of your business, so that they wanted to really use the same information, is always a never ending challenge. So if you wanted to meet all these challenges, so every business, they have to turn into a master data management. And remember one more aspect. Not all organizations, they really need master data management. And if it is not necessary to, your business, it might not really make sense if you wanted to build a requisite infrastructure. However, what I'm suggesting is, if your organization is very large or a complex by nature, and you have a lot of data which keeps distributing often or frequently goes through different merger and acquisitions, definitely a master data management solution is likely to help solve some of your key critical data challenges. That's what I can definitely promise. So as I just mentioned, a master data is nothing but your company's key critical information, because this data is usually shared throughout the company. Any department or an employee, they really rely on this data to make some choices, right? So let's understand some of the aspects. So just remember one thing, this master data doesn't change as frequently as other data sets, right? So this data will not be changed. I mean, does not change is rarely, very chances are limited. That's what I'm trying to put my thoughts around this. Another aspect is, it's more challenging, because master data often combination of large data sets with different variables, because your master data requires certain methods to keep information up to date and accurate. So hence, by definition, it's a bit challenging. And also another aspect, master data typically used in any company for their day-to-day operations as well as their analytical decision making aspects. And this master data is used, reused again and over again. And in most cases, you shouldn't consider the transaction data as a master data, because transaction data is not contained in your master data. For example, your master data like client, a product, or a point of sale information, right? So, but nevertheless, these are all be incorporated in your transaction process, but transaction data is not, contained only in the master data. There is always a thin line difference between a reference data versus master data. So reference data is a kind of an information which is used to define other data. Master data is mainly used for a primary source of data which can be agreed to share between your departments. So reference data is often composed with different static identifiers. For example, your names of countries. So such kind of data is reasonably constant but can change. For example, you might heard about ticker symbols, right, for your stocks. So ticker symbols for the stocks you consider as a reference data, because that can be added or deleted or changed with some frequency. When it comes to master data, it also includes the reference data and any other type of data which your organization agrees to share. For example, maybe some of the key critical business entities within your organization wants to share your customer and product records, because this is the data which they wanted to use it for, to understand and take the decisions much effective ways. So far you understood what is master data all about. Let us look at what are the different types of data by nature. So these data you might already know about it, you heard about it, but let me recap. Unstructured data. Unstructured data is nothing but the kind of data you usually found in your email, white papers, your magazine articles, your corporate intranet portals, product specifications, your PDF files. All those things typically we call it as or classify them under unstructured data. The second is transactional data. Very important. So it's all data about your business events, your transactions, your sales, your invoices, your tickets, claims, etc., etc. Because this data has a very significant, historically being used a long time in every company, because this is the data very used often for analysis, for decision purposes. Correct? Because these transactions are very by definition, this data is temporal, and they really wanted to use it as a instantaneously. That's it. The third one is metadata. Yes, it's a data about other data. So you can store this data in either repository, or you keep it in your XML documents, or some report definitions, or column descriptions, or log files, configuration files. So this is how the data is being stored. You call them as a metadata. Understood? So the other one is hierarchical data. Hierarchical data by definition, you will be easy to understand, because it stores the data in a relationship with other data, right? So you wanted to store this data as part of, let's say, an accounting system, or you wanted to keep all the descriptions of your actual relationship with other data components, maybe your company structures or your product line, all those things, you can define under hierarchical data. Other one is referential data. The referential data is another special type of a master data. I think you might have noticed, so many times in your data, structure or data management solutions. So this typically used to categorize your data. That means if I wanted to relate my data beyond certain boundaries of all my enterprise, this is the data which helps us, right? For example, reference data, I can keep it like an example, countries, currencies, or a time zone, maybe your payment terms, right? So these are all certain examples, under reference data. Then master data. So this is the core data within your enterprise, which talks about what businesses as a department, as a unit are being used as a single source of truth, right? So master data is not a transactional in nature, but it does describe certain transactions. Let's understand some of the benefits of master data management. It definitely helps you to improve the efficiency of your day in, day out of data. Yes. So any company, the most critical data has to be up to date in one shared location, so that you can eliminate information which is in silos. Definitely it helps you to increase the collaboration. 2, definitely it builds a confidence in the data, because you already reduce the silos, and the mission critical data which is being already centrally governed and maintained, obviously it helps the business to get a more confidence in the data. 3, it also helps to save resources, because we are talking about sharing the data between different units, whether it will be internal or a group companies, right? So with automated and streamlining of all the data processes, definitely your organization can save time on upkeeping all the infrastructure activities. Otherwise, definitely this would drain a lot of time and resources, isn't it? The fourth one, by keeping this data, master data management in managing very accurately, it provides a more value, because with all your critical data in one place, so you can take an advantage of certain insights. Maybe you wanted to deliver a personalized customer experience, or you wanted to take a better decision making within your group companies. That's the kind of an advantages you can get use of master data management within your company. So how to leverage the master data management? So many companies, they use the master data management to organize, centralizing or updating or distributing of a product data. Let's say you have a company, you want to make money from selling a product, so that by definition it's very essential for everyone within your company to access the single source of information for those products, right? So this is the one use case. Let's understand this master data management as a solution, how this will help in terms of oversee or assisting the product information as a master data, right? So if you are looking for this use case, how MDM will help, there are certain aspects. 1, create. So create is nothing but, this is one of the life cycle within that MDM to assist this use case. You have a new product is a purchased or an acquired or a manufactured, all the product information will be added to your company's master data, right? So, and master data management solution will help to streamline or even automate that complete process. 2, read. So people within in your company, they wanted to access certain product data. That is the use case we are discussing here, from manufacturers to sales divisions. So this master data management solution helps guarantee for every one of you will have an access to the same information, either a single source of a truth of a given product. 3rd, life cycle, update. So in this use case, if the product goes through changes, whether that is fall under a packaging or a pricing or a materials, your master data management solution will help you to easily to make certain decisions on those updates, and whichever is not required, they can remove the changes of a given product throughout the company. The last life cycle event, it's called delete. So when a product is replaced or no longer available, your master data management solution will provide certain tools so that you can delete certain information of a given product from your data set. So these are the 4 key critical life cycle for this use case, how an MDM solution will help you to understand it in a better way. So to conclude, master data management will become increasingly very, very important in your company, because as your firm grows and more employees require access to the same information, and as I just mentioned, it will serve as a single point of reference for your crucial data. However, master data is not the only type of data that needs to be cleansed or organized and shared. But what I'm saying here, ensure your company invest in a proper data management solution so that itself will improve the data-driven decision making, either by giving a boosting of visibility or dependency or security and scalability aspects. Right? End of the day, it helps you to improve your data-driven decision making process. Thank you so much for listening.